his hands quickly. "Nothing is broken. Well, on you. Your bike is toast." Now it was coming back. The screech of tires, the slamming onto the pavement. I frowned, and even that hurt. "Who are you?" I did another husky rosebud impersonation. "I'm Sam. Sam Foster." He started to hold out his hand and then shoved it in his jeans pocket. "I saw from your license your name is Harper." I just stared, because I wasn't really able to do much more than that very well. "My dad will buy you a new bike. I don't want you to worry about a thing." He grimaced. "I know that's easy for me to say, when you're the one lying in a hospital bed, but I mean it. It was all my fault, and I'm going to see to it that you're taken care of." "Right." I was too tired to argue, and I still felt disconnected from reality. Was this actually happening? Judging by how banged up my body felt, it was. But it was hard to believe I'd have been that careless. I'd been riding for years and no one had ever hit me. Sure, I'd had some close calls. The streets were packed with cars at rush hour, but I was careful. No way I'd let someone plow into me. I was quick. I was professional. I was fucked. He approached the bed and leaned over to gently squeeze my arm. I wasn't accustomed to people I didn't know touching me, but a pleasant shiver rolled through me, and I sighed. There was something about his touch that made me feel better. I remembered that from earlier. His smile was warm, and my chest tightened as his sincere gaze held mine. Nobody smiled at me that way usually. Nobody wasted time trying to charm me. As thrashed as I felt, the heat of his smile wiggled through me. Why was he being so nice? Was he afraid I'd sue him? I wouldn't be surprised if that was his motivation. If there was one thing I was certain of, it was that most people were self-serving. He shared another beguiling smile. "Like I said, no bones are broken, but your shoulder was dislocated, and your leg was sliced open and bruised pretty badly. They gave you like 20 stitches. You're going to have to stay off your bike for a few weeks." I widened my eyes in horror, and he flinched. "What's wrong?" I did something very stupid. I attempted to sit up. The screech I let loose didn't sound like me. He cowered briefly, and I fell back against the bed as agonizing pain radiated through my shoulder and shot down my arm. I gasped for breath and tried to stay perfectly still as the excruciating, stabbing pains in my shoulder and arm slowly began to fade. "You shouldn't get up." He sounded almost angry. "What are you doing?" I licked my lips again and gritted out, "My job. I'll lose my job." He shook his head. "No." His voice was sharp. "I'll make arrangements. I'll figure something out. You will most definitely not lose your job." I gave a short, bitter laugh, making sure not to jolt my shoulder. I worked as a bicycle courier. There were no desk jobs at my place of employment. My boss, Jack, already didn't love me, and he didn't tolerate fuck-ups of any kind. Not being able to ride for weeks would definitely qualify as a fireable offense. What the hell was I going to do? I could barely make rent as it was on my one-bedroom apartment. I wasn't soft or weak, but I didn't know that I could survive being homeless. The very thought of that made me feel sick, hopeless. Sam still hovered. His eyes were bright, and his mouth drooped. "I didn't see you, and by the time I did, it was too late." He paled. "I feel horrible." I knew he wanted me to forgive him. I wasn't sure I had it in me at the moment. I cleared my throat. "Water?" He straightened and grabbed a plastic pitcher on a tray nearby. Then he poured some water into a little pink cup with a bendy straw. He held the cup near my lips, and I sipped from the straw. I was embarrassed when some of the cool water dribbled down my chin. He surprised me when he wiped the drops away with his thumb, as if it was no big deal to wipe away a stranger's drool. "Is there someone I can call for you? Maybe your parents? Your cell was smashed." He swallowed hard. "I'll replace that, too." My throat felt much better now that I'd had some water. "No, I don't have anyone to call." He frowned as if he couldn't imagine that would be true. "No one?" I thought about some of the riders at my company. Maybe I could have reached out to them if I were a reaching out type of guy.